Hey, welcome back to the Daddykirbs farm. That last episode where I showed you around the garden what was growing and how things were progressing there, that was a lot of fun. So I thought I'd take you on another short walk and show you what's going on up in the orchard and the mulch garden. On our way up there, we're passing the goat yard here, and you can see I put a lot of leaves in there. That's just to kind of knock out some of those weeds, give the chickens a little something to scratch through, and add organic matter to that area to help it become more lush. In time, as it builds up, I should be able to come out here and scoop out some fertile soil there to add to my gardens and around my trees. The banana tree's growing up. You can see we've had a lot of rain here. This is one of the swales. The rain sat here for a few days and it's just now drying up. It's a little bit moist down on this end. Those swales help feed all that landscape that's running downhill. Check this out. I believe that is crawdads or crayfish making those holes and that piled up mud. We still have lots of water sitting up here from all that rain. There's some more holes caused by the crawdads or crayfish. Hi! I was hoping to be able to show you one of those crawdads. They look like little lobsters, and my son's been having a good time coming out and seeing if he can catch them in these little ponds and puddles that have formed after the rains. At one point in the middle of the property, up in the what I call the meadow, we had the water run through there and it left a puddle. He actually found a couple of small fish in there. It's been a real challenge keeping up with these ragweeds. We come up and pull them and cut them down often, but they grow really fast. The little chickies up here in the chicken tractor, they're doing a pretty good job at keeping most of the green knocked down. You can see some ragweeds they're chewing on back there. Chickens are doing great in the chicken tractor. I have to keep them moving, keep them on fresh ground so that they get some greens and they're doing their job. But there's a couple of other things I want to show you up here. One is the grape arbor and the other is the mulch garden that I have surrounded by that wire on that carport structure. This grape arbor has been a lot of fun to build and to plant. I got it all hooked up and planted and mulched. Let me show you some of the details. On the outside of the arbor on both sides I have four grape plants. Some are larger than others, but you can see that some of them are already starting to attach themselves to the wire on the grape arbor. When I first built the grape arbor, I just kind of put the panels in place up against those T-posts, but I knew eventually I was going to have to put something to hold them together. I was trying to find the perfect clamp to hold them together. I was thinking about automotive clamps or something like that. But as I was searching for ways to tie cattle panel together, I actually landed on Jared's website at J&J Acres and found where he was using some hog ties or I saw where he was using something called hog rings to tie some panels together. So I looked it up and it's perfect. You can see here where I put two panels together, there's these little metal rings. I have them all along the seams wherever two panels come together. Those are called hog rings, and it is a plier set, and it comes with these little pre-bent metal galvanized rings, and you just press them on around these panels and it holds them together beautifully. So we're looking forward to seeing this grow up and have grapes covering this arbor. It'll be a fun tunnel to walk through, and it'll act as a little bit of a privacy screen from the road. This was the structure that I built as a way to give a small section of the mulch garden a little protection from the horse and the chickens because they were scratching it and eating everything. So I needed a way to just enclose part of it to keep those animals out. I haven't put a door latch on here yet, so I just stacked the bricks up. Inside you can see I have a center path right down the middle, and that's my aisleway. That's where I walk. And then as I go down through here, you can see there's tomato and cucumber and green beans and a lot of green beans, and then there's peppers over here. And I even have a pepper growing. Those are really little pepper plants, but it's already starting to give me some peppers. Most of everything that's in here is green beans. Then over here I have another couple of tomatoes. One day last week, before one of the big rainstorms came through, I went ahead and put some of this leaf mulch in here. I figured the rain would come in and help hold it down, and the leaves would add nutrients and help the soil to retain moisture. There was already a decent layer of mulch around everything, but I figured the leaves wouldn't hurt. So far the structure has been just fine. The wires held on, the wood front has held on just fine, even through some heavy winds and rains. And no chickens or anything has tried to get in here, so it's been a pretty good structure so far. Since we're up here, we can see some of the swale and berm action going on. That's still holding water. There's crawdads and different things in there. That water will be gone probably in another few days if it doesn't rain again. But that's feeding the orchard. Underground, the orchard runs slightly downhill, so that water sits there and just goes underground underneath each of these berms. This front berm has been recently cleaned up and remulched, and it has the blackberries and the elderberries and apple trees. Apple trees are starting to get some blossoms. I've just about given up on apple trees here in Texas. I was told when I planted these that they weren't going to do very well, and I thought, nah, surely I can do it. Maybe I can't. Maybe it's just not the right climate for apples. We'll give them another season or so, but if they don't do anything, I'm going to take them out and use this space for something else. You can see that my orchard slants that direction. I have a little pocket back here that holds water. Eventually I'll make this so that all the water will be level, and either there's going to be some swales or I'm going to fill it up so the water actually drains off a little bit so that some of these trees don't sit in so much water. I kind of think that this excess water sitting right here by this nectarine tree is the reason that tree is turning yellow and not doing so well. Just on the other side of the swale here, you can see this is that sunflower patch that I cleaned out in one of those videos recently, and those are getting pretty tall. It'll be fun to see those with nice full yellow sunflowers. They won't be the real big one. They won't be the real big sunflowers. They're going to be smaller ones about the size of my hand, but the birds absolutely love those. Down here you can see there's a acacia plant that's still growing, doing okay. And on down the row here, there's elderberry, and a patch of 4 o'clock flowers that started up on its own. There's a few things that get done here on the farm that you guys rarely hear about because I just do it and then I kind of forget about it. Well, right over here to my left, it's still in front of the swale here in the orchard, is a pile of logs that over time I've piled up. I've put some soil on them, and I throw brush and weeds and things on top of it. And I'm letting that be a place where I build soil naturally. It's kind of like a big hugelkultur / compost pile. As I pile up some of the weeds and things that I've cut and I drop them on top, that helps those logs underneath break down even faster. There's a lot of lizards and frogs and bugs and all kinds of insects that love this pile. I can see them running around and playing. It's one of those edges where wildlife can flourish and a lot of predator insects and animals can grow to help give my farm the stability that it needs, the balance that it needs, the predator insects versus those insects that normally we would be spraying poison on. All of those critters need a protected place to live and to grow and to reproduce so that we can have that protection and that natural balance on our farm. Looks like the fence is still working. So far, Maggie's stayed out. Hey, Maggie. Did you have a good day today? Can I pet your cheek? What's going on, Luke? Hey, Luke, did you eat all your dinner? What'd you have?
Quesadilla.
Quesadilla? Is that one of your favorites?
Yes.
What's your other favorite?
Ice cream.
Ice cream? That is not what I thought you were going to say. What do you eat every day?
French fries.
French fries, absolutely. Well, Luke and I have a lot of things to accomplish before the sun goes down, so I'm going to end this video. But I want to let you know that I truly appreciate you being here with me. And a lot of times I just skip right over the opportunity to tell my patrons, thank you so much for supporting me a little extra above and beyond. It's been truly wonderful having you with me this evening. I'll talk to you soon.